Hey everyone, Preston Lewis here. Over the past year plus, I've completely immersed myself into AI. I spent thousands of hours researching implementation strategies, testing the latest LLMs, creating with Midjourney, you name it. I've discovered something crucial that I want to share. Even though 80% of AI projects fail by the numbers so far, there seems to be a clear path to success for businesses ready to take the leap. You don't want to get left behind. So today I'm sharing the exact framework that's working for companies, probably just like yours, definitely working for companies like mine, as well as the companies that we've been implementing AI for. So the AI implementation reality, let's cut through all the hype. AI isn't just for tech giants anymore. In fact, I think this is the most exciting time to start a business and improve an existing business. Probably, if not the last couple decades, potentially in history. Whether you're just starting or $1 million in revenue or $50 million in revenue, people are starting to see results and they're starting to beat the competition, to be honest. But only when they approach it strategically. So one thing we know is there's a ton of AI noise everywhere. There's a new app every single day. There's a new strategy every day. And I feel like a lot of people are, really struggling with this shiny object syndrome. And that's even something I have to fight, looking at different AI newsletters, different AI videos. The content is just coming at us nonstop. Here's what I've learned over the last year plus. Don't get me wrong. This is not just a year of AI. I've been doing tech innovations for the last 20 years, designed some of the largest, most used software products in the world, invented some VR AI products for people. But what I've learned is you got to start small and you have to start now. Part of this video series podcast is really just a forcing function to dig into AI and to learn it and digest it and to be able to not just think about all these novel pieces of tech, but actually implement it. Implement AI is something that we're doing at DesignX to really just, how do we take these technologies and make them practical? Starting small and starting now is a big piece of that. So I was just reading a stat, 72% of organizations will adopt AI by 2025. That's insane. 3/4 are going to have adopted AI by 2025. It's one of the most rapidly adopted technologies of all time. OpenAI, the ChatGPT by OpenAI was the fastest growing product of all time. And those left behind are going to see a massive competitive disadvantage. I think we all know that. I think we all feel that. But if that's not clear, that is 100% a fact. And that will be coming for your business if you're not ready for it. So integration, implementation is key. 70% plus, even though they've adopted with it, it's funny that these numbers match closely. 70% of businesses struggle with integrating AI into existing systems. And the bigger the company, the harder it is to implement these systems. So I'll show you how I avoid this pitfall, how you can avoid this pitfall as well. The ROI is real. Companies are seeing a $3.7 return for every dollar spent on AI, but only if you implement it correctly. So now let's talk about 3 critical areas for success. Based on my research and personal experiments, here are the 3 areas where businesses like yours and mine are succeeding with AI implementation. And I say businesses like yours and mine, but AI implementation is going to be everywhere. It's something that you need to get on now. So pilot projects, a big concept is start with a pilot project, start with a specific high impact area. For example, one company I studied automated their customer support, saving 5 hours per team member per week, which is massive. Another piece is data readiness. So before you dive in, it's kind of like they say, garbage in, garbage out. Before you dive in, really assess your data quality and infrastructure. That's something that AI can help with. But also if you have a data team, they can help you assess your data quality and infrastructure. This step alone can determine success or failure. Another one is, just like any business, having clear metrics, establishing concrete goals, not just saying, oh, let's just throw some AI at it. When you have a hammer, everything looks like a nail kind of a thing. Make sure you have those clear metrics to establish guardrails, those concrete goals. Are you looking to increase efficiency by 20%? Are you looking to improve customer satisfaction scores? Having these clear metrics guide your entire implementation process. So that's something that I've been looking at with clients. Start with the data side of things, but also what are the actual metrics you're trying to drive? Because AI is super powerful and there's a ton of tools and there's a ton of potential, but you need to narrow that focus and do pilot projects at the beginning, especially since it's so new. The dynamics with team members is also going to be a difficult journey depending on your team and your culture. Now let's talk about a practical framework for implementation. So here's the framework I'm using for my own business, our client businesses, and I'll take you along this journey with me as we do this Implement AI series. So the first thing you want to do is assess your AI readiness. So this is what we do typically going in anytime we're looking at internally at DesignX or a client's portfolio or operations. We evaluate the data. I mentioned garbage in, garbage out. How ready is your business for AI? And that can include culture as well. We've had some clients where some of the employees, some people can get scared and they're afraid that it might take their job. Understanding how to navigate that's really important. Evaluating data. What's your tech stack? Is your data siloed? And overall team skills. Do you have a CTO? Do you have product people on the team? What's your business? Are you e-commerce? Those are all really important things to identify as well. And then once you look at that, once you look at the AI readiness, you want to identify the high impact areas, right? So find the sweet spot. I mentioned the metrics before. You want to find the sweet spot where AI can deliver the immediate value. There's a ton of opportunities that we've seen that are complex to stitch together, but it's not like you're inventing a brand new software stack. It's something that you can implement in your business and get value quickly. And then choosing the right AI solution. Right now, it's pretty early days, whether it's off the shelf or custom. I want to guide you through that decision and maybe share some of the things that I use, that we use as a team with AI. And then doubling down on the fact that you should start with a pilot. Again, you don't need to boil the ocean. Just start with a pilot, implement a small scale project, prove the concepts, build some momentum, measure and iterate. Measure and iterate, like the lean startup methodology. Measure, build, measure, iterate. The only way to iterate is to know what metrics you're tracking and to understand if you hit those metrics or not and why you didn't hit those metrics, and then improve that cycle to be able to iterate and have the largest impact you can have. So a real quick case study, a manufacturing SME implemented an AI-driven predictive maintenance system. Nothing crazy, just a predictive maintenance system. They started small, focusing on one production line, and within 90 days, they saw a 15% reduction in downtime and a 3.7x return on their AI investment. So that's one practical example of AI implementation. Another example is with DesignX, we used AI implementation to create creative campaigns, branding, guides. There's all sorts of tools now that we're building where you can change different mock-ups to where you can kind of have a simulated photo shoot, saving potentially tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. We all know about the writing tools, so implementing those. So there's a lot of different tools to use. But again, I know I've said this a million times, but start with a pilot project, something that is a small piece you can bite off. Make sure you have good data. Make sure that you are kind of rallying the troops and the team and building this into your culture, because I think one of the biggest challenges in AI implementation is potential cultural pushback within the company. And with that pushback, it's going to slow adoption. With slowing adoption, it's going to put your company a little bit more at risk as far as falling behind to competitors. So I'm doing this series for 28 days. This is day 2. Tomorrow we'll be diving into the 5 myths about AI implementation that keep tripping businesses up. Hit subscribe and the notification bell so you don't miss it. Drop a comment below sharing which part of the framework you're most excited to implement. I read every comment. I use them to create future comment that's tailored to your needs. So yeah, see you in the comments.